All right, we are back here live on the Radio Road. Darren Smith going to be joined any second now. That second, my man, go and grab your seat. My man, go toss some headsets on and put them on like that. And of course, for the ladies out there, I know you know who this is, and for the fellas, of course, with the helmet on, you can't recognize them. But it is my guy, Chiefs wide receiver Tyquan Thornton. Thank you so very much for joining me, man. And
thank you for having me, man.
Good to see you away from the stadium and in the locker room and stuff like that. So, I'll ask first things first. How's your off season been, and what brings you to Radio Row?
Oh man, my off season been good, man. Real slow, real chill. Really haven't been doing much. Really just been chilling. Overall, watching TV, laying down, recovering, chilling with friends. But Radio Row so far today, man, it's been amazing. It's been great. This is my first experience coming here.
What do you think? Because this is number 9 for me covering, covering Super Bowl and stuff. So what's it like for you?
Man, I like it, man. I mean, everybody have their setups. You go into different stations and having great conversation. Man, I like it. I'm enjoying it.
Okay. Well. The idea, this is the conversation I had with Patrick. I think it was 2018 after they lost to the Patriots. We were in the barbershop. And I was like, man, you got to stop by Radio Row. His response to me was like, Darren, no disrespect. He said, if it's me, I hope to never have to come to Radio Row because that means I'm playing in the game.
Yeah.
I'm hurt. So he's hurt this year, so it's right here. But for you, you don't want to do this. Because you want to be playing the game.
Definitely got to be playing.
Yeah, so that's the mentality. We got to make sure you hammer home.
No, for sure.
So your first year in Kansas City this year, give me your thoughts on how would you grade yourself, your performance, and your overall production in Kansas City this year?
I would grade myself probably at B-. I would say, and I say that because, I mean, I made plays and things like that, but I feel like there's a lot more left in the tank for myself. And the plays that I did make was some great plays, but, man, I'm just so hungry for success. I want to turn them plays to touchdowns, and,
of course.
you know what I'm saying? And just that's one thing I want to get better at, is just, like, being more aggressive at the finishing side of it, turning some of them catches and running into the end zone, and becoming very dominant. But, I mean, there's always room for improvement. So, I mean, but by me just grading myself, I said B-.
And I was going to ask you, where do you feel like you can better improve this offseason? And, I know in the trade from New England to Kansas City, you got a chance to work a little bit with Patrick in the offseason last year to try to get, camaraderie and stuff like that. And it did show, especially in the New York game.
Yeah.
First time we threw down the field and, things didn't work out. But then the second time around, you had to say,
for sure.
You had to say, I got
to play right there. Yeah.
So where do you feel like you can better improve as a wide receiver going into the next year?
I feel like just become more dominant. I know, like, this past season, man, when my number was called, it was literally like on third down or third and long, and I want to be a guy that they can call on, early downs too as well, and just go out there and just routinely get open and catch the ball, and not just catch the ball, like run with it too as well, show off my speed, and what I can do with the ball in my hands. I feel like I got a chance to run with the ball a little bit more doing kickoff returns, so that'll help me with like yak after the catch, and I want to focus more on yakking the ball.
Okay. Now, obviously, Kansas City is a stacked wide receiver room. Yourself, Juju, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Jalen Rice, along with Rasheed Rice. How did you feel like you meshed with those receivers, throughout training camp and got closer with them as the season progressed?
Oh man, as soon as I got in the building, man, we all knew of each other. Hollywood's from Florida.
Florida boys,
man. Shout out Hollywood, man. Ets played against him in college. He was cooking us. He cooking us in college. Juju, watch him. You know what I'm saying? in the Steelers doing his TikTok. So, and I played with him at New England. And Rasheed, was a big fan of his, man, at SMU and the rookie year that he had with Kansas City. So I was familiar with all them guys. And when I got there, man, there was a lot of like great energy within the room. We connected very well. We hung out, outside of football and stuff like that. And we was just all competitive. They made the room very competitive. So in the spring, when we got there, we was competing in camp. We got there, it was a competition, and we knew that, Rasheed was going to miss the first half of the season. So it's like, who's going to step up, and that's where I came in at. Like, I'm coming in, trying to learn the playbook, but also trying to become a reliable target. And then in camp, you're running with the ones, you're running with the twos, however it is. But like every chance that I got out there, I was trying to make a play every day.
And so when you look back at the season as you progress into next year, where do you feel like the wide receivers need to improve as a core group, especially, whether or not Patrick comes back for week 1 or not? And according to Patrick, of course, he wants to be back by week 1. Where do you feel like the improvement as a whole, with that core group can improve?
I feel like we can improve on just all of us just playing our role, like get a clear understanding what your role is, and all of us playing our role and being great at our roles. So for example, if I'm the deep threat guy, I got to be great at the deep ball. You know what I'm saying? Whenever they come my way, when they do come my way, I got to make it happen. Or if I'm the short intermediate guy, when they call on me for short intermediate, I got to make my play. And, it's only one ball, so if you got 4 or 5 dogs in a room, of course, 4 or 5 dogs going to eat. So, I mean, with the little that you get or the lot that you get, you got to make the most of it, and also like support your brother, you know what I'm saying, while we out there, you know what I'm saying, because we all know, all right, you may want the ball every play, but like you're not going to get the ball every play. So if I'm not getting the ball, shoot, I'm blocking my tail off for my brother, you feel me, or I'm running somebody off, I'm clearing it out just to help the other play work out, because that's how I work.
I got 2 more questions for you because I know I'm going to have to let you go soon. So the first question is, what's it been like playing under Andy Reid for your first year?
Man, it's been fun. I mean, last year when I got here and I was on practice squad, man, just watching them in the walkthrough, I was on the defense side of it, seeing them guys, man, the concepts, what they were running. I'm looking at it like, man, I would kill in this offense. I would love to run this, like, deep crosses, deep overs, man, taking shots, man, just showing off the speed, just running, and just playing under him, man. He's got a great offensive mind, man. He know what to do with guys with speed, guys like, he done coached so many players, you know what I'm saying? So he could see the potential in you, and he knows what you're good at, what you're not good at, and stuff like that, and he'll put you in the best situation. So I feel like just playing up under him, man. Even when I first got there, I'm on practice squad now, so I'm doing a look team. It must have been one day like, what's your name, threw me the pass real quick, and I'm on the shallow, and I got my hands up late, and it went through my hands. And when I came back, I'm like, oh, dang, I done dropped the ball. But he called me over, and he was like, quick tip. Like, when you running out your breaks, have your hands available. So whereas you ain't got to come from waist down to bring your hands here. So if your hands already here, you can make any catch or whatever. So, and I'm like, he's like, just try it. So I did the next play. I came on my brakes, and I got my hands like this, but I'm running like this. he like, don't look like a robot a little bit. Like, he don't mean literally, but like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Just have them right there ready. So and when I started doing it, I started practicing on the judge and stuff like that. I started seeing myself drop the ball less. You feel me? And it helped me. I still work on it to this day, man. And it's just a little keys like that. You know what I'm saying? He was like, he give you that little gem right there, and you could take that and run with it. You get what I'm saying? And watch your game go to another level.
Shout out Andy Reid. Now, before I get you out of here, man, now you haven't had the privilege of being coached by Eric Bieniemy. What have your teammates, such as Rasheed Rice, told you? What you? No. I only think Rice was here. What have your teammates told you? What have you talked to Patrick since it's been announced? Like, what do you know about being coached by Eric Bieniemy? Because you're going to be for a rude awakening this fall, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Because he is going to push you to the max and bring the best out of you.
And I love that, man. I love that. I ain't gonna lie. I love that type of coaching. True, I'll be excited to be back to get coached by him. But I heard a lot of great things, and I feel like by me being from Miami, that's how our coaches coach us younger. You get what I'm saying? We had hard coaches like that was on us to be the best version like of ourselves, and it helped us in every area, every aspect. And I feel like I respond the best with that type of coaching. You get what I'm saying? I don't need no coach that's gonna be passive. No, like, you know what I'm saying? When I mess up, I gotta hear it. You get what I'm saying? Or if I'm not doing enough, I gotta hear it. You get what I'm saying? But I'm usually not that gotta be not doing that. But like also like if I think I'm doing too well, or I start smelling myself a little bit, I need to hear it that like
bring you back down.
Bring me back down. Like I said, I want to finish better. You get what I'm saying? So if I'm not finishing today, or I was finished yesterday, but I ain't finishing, you know what I'm saying, the next day, then I need to hear that. You get what I'm saying? So somebody that's gonna hold me to that standard. So whereas like when I do try to get lazy or try to take the easy way out, you get what I'm saying? This guy on my tail, you feel me? And I know it's not good.
Tyquan, I'm gonna tell you something, brother. I'm gonna say it like this. It was a pleasure covering you this year, and trust what I tell you. When you hear this fall, this summer, and you get the AB, and you get that dog, hey, brother, I will promise you this. He will make you a better football player, a better man, a better black man at that. And you know, my advice is whatever he's telling you, he's only telling you to bring the best out of you and make you a better player, bro. Yep. So look forward to covering you again this year, man. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Enjoy Radio Roll, man, and let this be the last time I see you for at least a few more years.
Last time, man. Y'all get too used to it.
Because first of all, the Chiefs missed it in L.A. a few years ago when they had Dr. Aiden, when they should have been playing the Rams. So they got to be there next year when it's in L.A. So I look forward to covering you. All right, brother. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back after this timeout. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mr. Allen? Darren Smith.
Darren?
Yes, sir.
Never seen.
Yes.
Do you have any idea when this is going to be broadcast? You got a second? I got a great friend in Kansas City. I want to tell him let's just do it. Tell him later.
Okay. You go toss some headsets on. All right, we are joined now by Mr. Alan Rothenberg. He is the visionary behind the 1994 FIFA World Cup, Major League Soccer, and the 1999 Women's World Cup. Now, I know about the Women's World Cup because they came to the White House that summer. I was there as an intern and got a chance to meet all of me and him and all that good stuff.
Oh, great. That's great.
Yes. So thank you so much for joining me on. So I have to ask you, because I know you got I know you're doing some stuff with World Cup this year. Tell us your involvement. What brings you to Radio Row? And thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, I guess specifically what brings me to Radio Row is I just wrote a book, The Big Bounce, which really chronicles everything that's going on in soccer, particularly between 1990 and 1999, but things before that, things after that. And also I was fortunate enough to be involved with the NBA, with the Lakers, with the Clippers, and representing a bunch of prominent athletes as well. So it's a great, fun story. That's what brings me here today.
So tell me a bit more about the Big Bounce, the surge that shaped the future of U.S. soccer. So what was your interest in soccer growing up?
Growing up, none.
I like that too. You know, look, we used a soccer ball for kickball back in the day, but we didn't. I didn't know.
You even were ahead of me. I grew up in the Midwest in Detroit. Okay. We had, the Tigers, the Lions, the Red Wings. And then I went to Michigan, so big Wolverine fan. I knew there was something called soccer kind of over there.
Yeah.
But I'd never seen a match. I came out to Los Angeles, was fortunate enough to go to work for the owner of the Lakers, the Kings, the Forum, the Redskins, and Jack Kent Cooke was one of the people who started the North American Soccer League back in the late 60s. And he asked me to look over his soccer team. I'd seen 3 soccer matches at that time in my life. So 28 years of age, I'm in charge of a professional soccer team. He got out of the business right away. I don't think it was my fault. But anyway, he shut down. So that was my introduction to soccer. In the mid-'70s, when it looked like the New York Cosmos were going to take the lead and really grow soccer in this country, brought Pele, Beckenbauer, Giorgio Canaglia, Carlos Alberto, big names. A group of us thought, okay, let's buy the team in Los Angeles. So we raised some money, bought the team in Los Angeles. But the capital calls were coming in too fast and too big. And so after 3 years, we sold the team. And in between, I didn't do anything with soccer, okay? Then in 84, Peter Uberoth, when he was organizing the Olympics in L.A., asked me to be the soccer commissioner for the Olympics.
Oh, that was back in 84, right?
Yeah. Okay. That was the turning point because soccer did really well. And that's when FIFA, the international governing body, decided they could take the risk on bringing the World Cup to the United States, which they did. And then in 1990, they asked me to take over running it. And so that's when I really dug in deep into soccer. We had to build the team. We had to professionalize the management. And we had to get ready for 94. And then as we were getting ready to conclude 94, start up Major League Soccer. And then a couple of years later, the 99 Women's World Cup. Yeah. So all of that was happening kind of all together during the 90s.
You know, it's interesting you say that because I think, and I can't remember which league they were in, the Kansas City Comets. I'm not sure.
Sure.
I can't remember which way, but.
That was the indoor league.
Indoor league. Yeah. And it was big. And that was like my first foray of knowing that, okay, we got soccer in Kansas City. And because I didn't really watch soccer until I was in college. And actually when I graduated college, because I was doing sports information with our athletic department, so that I had to cover and stuff like that. So that was my first really interest, and I feel bad that it waited so long. And once we got it back here in Kansas City with Sporting Kansas City, and I saw the excitement. I want to ask you, when do you feel like it was the Olympics in '84? Like when did you feel like soccer finally exploded or was it when they brought the World Cup to North America?
I think the explosion took place in '94.
Okay.
When we basically sold out all those stadiums all around the country.
Arrowhead.
Yeah. And so I think that's when it was really pretty clear. And then obviously what we did in '99 was just a huge breakthrough for all of women's sport, not just soccer. And it kind of built. Yeah. But the inflection points were '94 and '99.
Yeah, and I would definitely say '99 with the women winning that, in a fashion which I'll never forget that. I don't know why '99. I mean, that's all I remember. Yeah. But I was younger back then. That's probably why. But when that took place, like you said, just the explosion. Getting a chance to meet all of them at the White House that summer, and just seeing. Just seeing the look on young girls' face, who were there on the South Lawn at the time. I mean, you knew just how important that was. And then, look, I think back to, our owners in Kansas City, Lamar Hunt, when he owned the Calmets, and then of course, now Clark Hunt owning Sporting KC, and I think
a little team, called the Chiefs.
Yeah. The Chiefs, yeah. I covered them too, but it just. Did you ever see soccer being what it is today in the United States, and just how big? Obviously, we know what it is worldwide, but the fact that it's carried over to the United States where it is now.
Well, it's probably more than I would have dreamed of, but I did have the vision that the country was ready to really accept soccer at the highest level. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned Lamar Hunt; he was crucial.
Yes,
Lamar, he was on our World Cup board of directors, and when I had the first draft of the business plan for Major League Soccer, the first person I showed it to was Lamar, and he went through it in detail. So much detail. He actually had a question mark: should we bring the players in from midfield or from the end zone? But that's like
that's detail.
But obviously, anyway. And when we were raising the money for Major League Soccer, unlike today when sport is an investment sector, and the wealth managers and the private equity and hedge funds are all over it. Then it was strictly rich individuals with high net worths. Mm-hmm. Lamar was in there from the beginning, and he kept he influenced Phil Anschutz from AEG, and Bob Kraft to become investors at the beginning. And with the credibility of those three, we were, what still wasn't easy, but it made it a lot easier bringing in the rest of the investors. And also, soccer had been tried and failed so many times at the professional level that there was a lot of skepticism. But when the networks and the sponsors saw who was behind it, they saw the success of '94, they felt that they could take the risk and, do a rights deal and convince the sponsorship and the like. So Lamar was crucial.
Yeah, that buy-in, that buy-in.
And since his passage, Clark has taken over where Lamar left off.
Yeah, and he did a good job. Shout out to Clark Hunt. Your expectations for the World Cup this fall? This summer. I know they're in Kansas City. They're going to be in L.A. and New York and Dallas. And what are your expectations? What are you expecting?
Well, on two levels. The first level is from a fan perspective, they're going to have a ball. It's going to just be a big party around the country for 6 weeks. And Kansas City will have never seen anything like it, honestly.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's a different atmosphere even than a Super Bowl. The painted faces, the chanting, the scarves. It's just totally different. And so it's going to be, from the fan standpoint, a great experience. From a business standpoint, first of all, it's going to break the records that we set in '94. But I think it's going to give a huge boost to Major League Soccer and also to the NWSL, to women's soccer. There's going to be that many more Americans experiencing the special nature of high-class soccer. It's going to mean, I think, more viewership, which means more money, which means those leagues can have a better chance to keep the top talent here rather than having them run off to Europe, and also able to bring some European players in their prime rather than at the end of their career. So
it was just announced today by our mayor in Kansas City that the defending World Cup champions, the Argentina, has chosen Kansas City to be their host. Where they go to train. So
and you're going to love it.
Man, I'm excited because I've been covering soccer now for about 10 years in Kansas City, but even though I covered the Chiefs way back in '93 and World Cup came in Kansas City in '94, it that just didn't.
It was a different world.
So now that I have an understanding, a great understanding, I'm looking forward. I put in my credentials. I look forward to covering it, and I know that I think we have we have 6 games being held at Arrowhead. We have the quarterfinal match before the 2 semis, and so we have the fourth to the last game. So I'm just so looking forward to it.
It's going to be exciting.
I cannot wait.
And with Argentina there, it's going to be so special.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
I was going to say the Big Mouse is available on February 10th, 2026 at all major bookstores and online retailers. It is also available right now on pre-order on Amazon.
Correct.
So, before I get you out of here, what was for you? Is this the first time that you've written a book?
First time I've written a book. For years I would tell stories about forget the games, the behind the scenes stuff.
That is the juicy stuff.
That, in all the sports, but particularly soccer. And people kept saying, you ought to write a book. You ought to write a book. Kind of went in one ear and out the other. And then as the preparation for this World Cup came about, I said, the time is right. What the heck? Let's do it. And it was fun doing it. A lot of fun doing it. And as I said, I brought in, it's about soccer, but I brought in stuff I was doing when I represented the Lakers. Hey, I was part of the group that negotiated the trade that brought Kareem to the Lakers. I negotiated the deal that got the Lakers the draft choice that became Magic Johnson. So I mean, I've done a lot of things.
Look, Jenny could probably use you right now to try to figure out a way to bring Giannis over to the Lakers. Yeah. That would be nice. I want to thank you so much for your time. So where are you based out of? So
I'm based out of LA.
Okay, so you'll be attending the LA shows because man, I sure hope you get a chance to sneak through Kansas City. And that way we get some
my
good
best
barbecue.
friend lives in Kansas City, so
Who's that?
Herb Kahn.
Okay.
Herb.
But tell her we gotta get you some barbecue when you come out there.
Oh yes, we've had that.
Okay.
We were fraternity brothers. Went to law school together. He married my wife's roommate.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
brothers for life.
So we go back. We go back a long time. And actually, he was involved with the Comets.
See, that just well, it all ties in. Alan Rothenberg,
Thank you, my friend.
No, thank you. It's been a pleasure meeting you and just getting just a little bit of history. And like I said, you got me more excited about the World Cup than I was already excited about. And just knowing, your involvement with Clark, Clark Hunt, obviously his father Lamar Hunt, they both good men. And so, and doing the sports and bringing that to Kansas City from Dallas, and trust because they could have stayed in Dallas and stuff, and but moving to Kansas City, what they did, and bringing that stuff. Because if I'm correct, is Clark involved with the Dallas?
His brother Dan.
Okay.
Is in charge of the Dallas FC.
Okay. Well, look, they are involved in sports,
and
men and women's sports, and so I'm grateful for them. So, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
And it's been truly an honor having the chance to talk to you.
Great.
All right.
Take care.
All right. We'll be back after this timeout.